video. And I know it's been a month, but hey, I couldn't even sit down for this because I have a story time to tell you. And it's about what happened last night. Literally, I went out on a date. When I tell you it's the worst date ever, as soon as he picked me up, I knew it was gonna be downhill from here. Like, I FaceTimed the person and I'm like, okay, decent looking, you know, but you know when you get the good lighting so the person look okay. But as soon as I got in the car, I'm looking, he's hiding because it's dark, but I'm looking and I'm like, okay, you look kind of different. Okay, whatever, maybe the night's gonna be good because he does have great conversation. So we're riding, he's driving and he's playing music and he's talking to me. So I'm like, what is that smell? I don't know if it was his breath or if it was the car smell. I don't know what it was. So I'm texting someone because I'm over this. I'm texting someone, one of my friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't do this. Like, this ain't it. This not it. Something stank. I don't know if it's the car. I don't know if it's his breath. I just don't know. So we got to our location, right? We were supposed to go bowling. Got to our location and we got out. We're walking. Mind you, his worst day ever. When we got out, he's way up there and I'm still back here walking. I'm like basically walking by myself. So he noticed, he turned back, he stopped. So I walked up, I'm walking. So we're walking like side by side, but not as close because I have a huge gap in between us. And he's talking and I'm like, okay, good, it's not his breath that's stinking, so it must be the car, because every time that air was on, I noticed it was stinking. He didn't get it clean, it just was not it. So we got to our location. It was pretty busy, so it was like, we'll go to a different location. We didn't want to go bowling anymore. I was like, let's go to a different bowling alley to see if it was packed. But they was pretty packed because it was Friday night and it was all a 2-hour wait. And I was like, forget it, let's just go to Yard House to go get something to eat real quick. Mind you, I got dolled up and everything. I'm gonna post a picture on either side, who knows. So we got back in the car, drove to the other location, the bowling alley. It was packed. Got back in the car, went back to the area we was at before because that's where Yard House was at. So we went to Yard House. We sitting down. At this point, I'm over the conversation, I'm over the smell, I'm over everything. So I got my headphones in one of my ears, listening to music while he's playing his music. And we got out, we're walking to Yard House. Before we walked to Yard House, don't let me forget this. He was complaining about valet, which was only $10 to $15, I believe. $10 to $15. He was like, oh, I'm not gonna park there, I'm gonna park valet because I know you don't really want to walk. I'm like, yeah, I really don't, because there was no parking. Like, let's park close, pay for the valet. When I tell you, he stood there maybe a good 10 minutes saying, $10, $12, what is it? The man don't speak no English. Then the man was like, 1, 5, 15. We're like, $15 for valet? Are you serious? I'm looking at him like, oh my god. At this point, I'm on the Clubhouse app, and I'm listening to my friends on Clubhouse talking, and I got on my Clubhouse and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on the worst day ever. Save me, save me. And I know I'm all over the place. It just was so dramatic. This nigga was like complaining about freaking $15 freaking valet. But I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm waiting. He finally come up. So we walking towards Yard House. He opened the door, I walked in. I spoke to the man, I can't even remember their names. I'm gonna hang over stuff. I said for 2, we waited. Within like 5 minutes we got seated, whatever. So when we got seated, I was like, okay, I'm gonna order something to drink and some appetizers to know. I already knew what I want, but I always ordered the appetizer, which was calamari, and I ordered a drink. He looked at me crazy like, okay. And I was like, are you gonna order appetizer or are you gonna try the calamari? Which is it? He was like, he doesn't want calamari because he doesn't eat seafood. I'm like, cool. He ordered some wings as an appetizer and he ordered a drink. my appetizer came before his, so I offered. He's like, you don't want to try it? I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm eating. It's fire. It's good. His appetizer came. This is where it all went wrong. Took his chicken, ate it, no problem. Ate his chicken, sauce was in his hand, ate it, didn't wipe nothing. First of all, he didn't even sanitize his hand and wash his hands before he even started eating like I did. I even asked him, do he want some sanitizer? Nothing. He didn't, and we had sanitizer on the table, but he didn't bother using it. So he's eating his chicken. I'm noticing how he's eating his chicken with my full. He's eating, and he had the freaking nerves to be like, are you? And I'm like, I'm literally looking at him like this. I called the waiter, can I have another drink? I'm on my second drink now. And I'm looking at him. He's enjoying his food. And don't get me wrong, he's enjoying it. But I'm like, this is a first date. Why are you, like, in my head, I didn't tell him that. This is a first date. Why the hell is you eating like that? That's embarrassing. I'm just looking at him with a disgust face, like it's a time and place for that. Like, I don't mind you eating like that at home, but if it's, you don't really know me like that, you're trying to get to know me and you're eating so crazy, it was just mind-boggling. Like, I was like, no way, this is not happening to me. So whatever, he's eating it, and he ordered the steak medium well, no pink, and the lady was like, it's well done. So if you don't want no pink, he was like, well, yeah, I want well done. I'm like, okay. I ordered my jambalaya rice, spicy. We talking, that's what he was saying. The thing about going on dates, like, women be entitled to like buying so much stuff as if men always have the money to spend all that. What if I just had money for just a meal and no drinks? But I'm like, what you trying to say? You trying to throw us a side dip because I ordered another drink? If you ain't got the money, you ain't got to pay for it, and I can go. He was like, oh no, order. I'm just saying, y'all just making friendly conversation. Order what you want. I ordered a third drink. At this point, we eating our main course, and he's doing fine. He's cutting his steak with the knife, using his fork. But then he picked up a piece of the steak with his hands, the same hands that he had sauce in, didn't wash it yet. He wiped his, before he picked up the steak, he wiped his hands on his pants. I looked, I'm like, he probably got COVID. Like, you're touching everything on this table. You're not cleaning your hands. Like, what did I put myself into? Like, oh my gosh. Mind you, I'm still in a hangover, so don't mind me. So he get the steak with his hands eating. I'm like, you know, you're supposed to just pick it up with the fork and put it in your mouth. Like, what you eating with? This is not finger food. It was getting me aggravated at this point. But he really didn't notice I was getting aggravated. So I barely ate my food. I just was like, can I get another drink? Now I'm on to my third drink, and I'm eating calamari stud. I just was over it, honestly. And he was like, he was having a conversation with me saying he don't date often. Last time he had a girlfriend was like 6-7 years ago, and because, you know, he lived with his parents. I'm like, okay, I don't care if you live with your parents. Everybody could get their stuff together and, you know, eventually move out. But it's the fact that he was telling me about a past relationship, talking about, oh, the girl didn't want to pay for this and that. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, so you're getting mad at a female because she didn't want to take care of you? Get your shit together. Like, what? Anyways, I called the waiter, can I get 3 shots? Got 3 shots. Was ready to go. And he was like, oh, did you enjoy your time? I'm like, no, not really. Oh, why didn't you enjoy your time? I said, I'll talk to you later about this, because at this point, I need to go home. I don't want no issues. So he texted me, well, he dropped me off. I was like, okay, bye. Have a good one. I rushed in my house. And then I got home, reflect. I posted on Facebook saying worst date ever. Like, who licks their finger while on a date, on a first date at that? And you know, I got a lot of comments. People was just laughing and said I have terrible luck with dates. This is why I try not to date often. I try not to go out too much with guys. I just usually just be with my friends. And I'm like, oh, let me just do a YouTube video. So I got home, I took another shower, I laid in my bed, my son was asleep already, and I'm talking to my homegirl, telling her about it. And then I'm talking to my guy friend, telling him about it. And he texted me, made it home. I didn't reply. At this point, I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. Then he texted me, I'm in my bed, those drinks was good. I still didn't reply. Did not care. Honestly, I was just over it. So this morning, which now it's a Saturday morning, he texts me, good morning. I still didn't reply. I didn't know what to say because I know my attitude, and once I start, I'm gonna keep going, and I don't try to hurt your feelings, but it's gonna hurt your feelings. So he texted me good morning. I did not reply. An hour later, he texts me, oh, I'm guessing this is the way of, you know, you're not interested in me. I'm talking to my guy friend at this time. I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad because he keeps texting me and I didn't tell him why yet. And I think I need to. But my girlfriend was like, no, you don't. Just say, I had a great, what was the text? He told me to say, the text says, the vibe wasn't there, but it was cool hanging out with you. Thanks. Exclamation point. And he just liked the text. I didn't want to be mean. And that was it. After that, I told myself, I am never going on another date with a guy I'm just not that attracted to. He was okay looking, but I wasn't really attracted to him. He just had really good conversation. You can't judge a book by its cover. So I tried to like get out my shell, but not no more. This really, I'm traumatized because I ain't never seen nothing like that. He left me behind. He did not walk with me. He was way up there. I'm way back here every time. Yeah, he stopped one time, but going back to the car, I'm walking by myself. At this point, I'm like this, texting on Clubhouse, have my headphones in, texting. At this point, he's talking, I'm not even paying attention because at this point, if you're interested in me, you're gonna be around, you're gonna be next to me. But clearly you wasn't. I wasn't interested, so I didn't care. I really didn't care. Like, I can't believe I'm telling you guys. I usually don't blast people, so I'm not gonna say no name. But I, oh God, I would not date someone like that. And how I met him on social media. We talked, we FaceTime. That's how I know he had a good conversation. That's why I gave him that chance. But I can't do it no more. And then it's the fact that I really took my time to get ready. I really took my time to get ready because usually I just be like, I like to be comfortable. I don't really do too much. And I really took my time to get ready. That's why I'm gonna show y'all a picture, and it's just horrible. 3 drinks, 3 shots. Night to be over because I didn't even eat my food because I was ready to go. We literally stayed like an hour in that restaurant, and that was the shortest time I ever stayed at a restaurant. I can't do it anymore. Like, that was it. Later. Until next time, y'all.